Another day, another dollar. Thank the Lord for another 24, man. I'm getting right into the message on this video, man. Some people might take this the wrong way. It might rub some people the wrong way, but I honestly don't give a fuck, I feel like more people need to know about this shit, man, that I'm finna talk about, man. The traditional school system, middle school, high school, college, I feel it doesn't teach you the right shit that you need to know to succeed in life, man. I feel like these teachers and professors, which I know they get paid to do this and it's their job. I just feel like the curriculum and what they teaching us in these schools, man, need to be more geared towards what we actually need to know to succeed and get ahead in life, And this is coming from somebody, graduated high school, went to college. I had a football scholarship to West Virginia State University. I graduated with my degree. I got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, but I graduated in 2011, and fast forward to 2023, it's like I don't use none of that shit I learned in college, I don't use none of it, man, in my day-to-day life, my job, my current capacity, none of it. I feel like it's just a bunch of theories and whatnot, just to say you got a piece of paper, to your prospective job employer, wherever you're trying to get a job at once you finish school. I'm like, I don't use none of that shit, man. I was interested when I was in school. I applied myself. I knew what I was there for when I went to college. I graduated with a 3.2 GPA, playing football and stuff, being a student athlete. But I just feel like a lot of that shit, man, if you don't know or got the right family, friends, connections, or people around you that teach you these things, man, to succeed in life, man, I just feel like you just got a piece of paper to show for it, man. There's people with master's degrees, PhDs and shit, man, they ain't even got a decent job or don't know the basic things, So I just wanted to come on here and talk about some of them things, shit like basic money skills, finances, budgeting, investing, how to build your credit, just stuff I had to learn on my own. A lot of it, man, I had some people in my corner, they gave me some good game along the way, but a lot of shit I learned on my own. I was a natural curious person. I always was the type, man, I was a bookworm, man. All I cared about in high school was sports, school, but I was the type that would go to the library, right? The public library. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, right? We got a good library system up there, So I would go to the library, they give you a library card, it's damn near just about any book you could think of for free. You could check it out. I used to learn about shit and teach myself stuff, man. One of the first things that I was really interested in, man, was like investing in the stock market. I had a teacher in high school, right? My math teacher, he got me hooked on stocks, he got me interested. He taught me a lot of stuff. He was the one that told me, man, to go ahead. I had set up an account online, a brokerage account online. It was back then, it was called Share Builder. Now it's called E-Trade. You go in there and buy stocks. He was the one that got me started. I was buying stocks and, I had a little part-time job, all the money I could. If I wasn't buying supplements for working out, I ain't had, but my mom, I was living at my mom's crib. I'm a kid. So I ain't have a lot of bills. All I had to do was pay the phone bill. That's all she made me pay. So I would take my money, man, have my account, my bank account, linked it to my brokerage online. I was buying stocks, man, That stuff, man, they don't teach you this shit in school, man. The basics, man, of budgeting, man, Me, right, just like right now, right, my current job, every time I get paid, right, I got a spreadsheet, man. I got a spreadsheet. This is my spreadsheet, right? Y'all might not be able to see this, man. But in essence, it got all my bills. All my bills is on my spreadsheet, man. Every time I get paid, I do a new spreadsheet, so I can know where all my money's going. I got a purpose for all my money, because you got to have a purpose for your money. What you going to do with your money? Because if you don't, it's a million motherfuckers out here, man, that got the perfect plan for your money, man, in their bank account, So I got everything wrote down to a T, man. I keep my shit strict. I gotta be organized. I'm old school. I gotta write the shit down so I can see where all my money's going. For instance, I got my mortgage, investing, savings account. You know, that's another thing too. They don't teach you pay yourself first. When we go out here, we become adults and we get jobs and careers. You know, most people, man, they spend all their money paying everybody else, but they don't pay themselves first. You know, you need to take a certain percentage, you know, whatever you can handle, man, the more the better. 10, 15, 20% of your paycheck, you know, when you get paid, and you need to pay yourself, put that in the bank, you know, put that money to the side. You know, that's just a starter, man. After that we ain't even talking about the investing. I ain't even got to the investing part. We're going to stick to the basics. So I got, like I say, my daughter's daycare, electric bill, gas bill, car insurance, alarm system, phone bill, my spending and gas money for the 2 weeks until I get paid, food, lawn care, what's this? Extra mortgage payment, man. I got extra money I can throw to the mortgage, my mortgage, you know. The safe. I got to save. I keep some cash in, you know. HOA fees, trash bill, cable, Netflix, water bill, home warranty, my 2 gym memberships, Planet Fitness, Fitness Connection. I got a plan for all my money, you know. But back to the pay yourself first, man. Once you pay yourself first, man, it's not enough just to put the money in, you know, in the savings account, man. You putting the money to sleep. You got to put the money to work, man. You know, one of my homies, man, he had posted this picture, right? And it was some great game. It said, if you saved $400 for 30 years, you will have $144,000 after 40 or 30 years. On the flip side, if you took that $400 and you invested it, put it to work, buy stocks, whatever, real estate, whatever your, you know, after 30 years, that $400 is going to turn into over $1 million. So that formula right there tells you, right, man, it's not enough just to save the money. You got to put the money to work, you know. And on top of that, man, I'm not saying to invest all your money. You got to have some for emergencies, you know. A good person I'm going to put y'all on to, man, he got a good, it's like 6 or 7 step system, man. He got some great books out. It's Dave Ramsey, man. I read his books years ago. He got a good system, man, for people that's trying to get their finances in order, you know, trying to save money, invest, buy a house, set up retirement accounts, college funds for the kids, you know, build wealth, you know. That's another thing too, man. You got kids in this world, man. You want to give them a head start in life, right? See, my mom, when I was growing up, man, she didn't know a lot of this stuff, and she couldn't put me in positions, you know, like I may be able to for my daughter, you know. She didn't have the money to send me to college, to buy me my first car, or like a down payment on the first crib. So what I did, learning all the stuff I learned over the years, before my daughter was even born, I started her an account, and I started funneling money into that account, man. And I took that money and I buy stocks with it every time I get paid. You know, I treat the paying myself, investing, saving money as a bill. When you treat it like a bill, then it's automatic. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to make it automatic. You paying all these other people, pay yourself too. So when I started my daughter's account, I started it probably a few months before she was even born. Fast forward, my daughter is 4 years old now. That shit done grown to almost $12,000. So imagine if I keep putting money in it, you know, to the time she down there 16, 17, 18, a senior in high school, that shit might be over 6 figures. You feel me? You know, that's a lot of money, man, to help the kids out, man, your kids. You know, I can help her out, sending her to college, whatever one she want to do, you know, just in case she don't get scholarships, buying her first car, you know, paying for it, helping her with a down payment on her first house, you know, helping pay for the wedding and she decided to get married. Stuff like that, man. That stuff I didn't know. My mom didn't know, man. I had to teach myself that, man. I learned a lot of this shit and just like reading books and whatnot, man. But yeah, when you invest too, you taking the money, You trying to figure out the right investments, man. I done a lot of shit over the years as far as investing, the stock market, man. For me, what works for me, what I've learned over the years is to keep it simple, man. So every time I get paid, you know, whatever I buy, you know, it's a set amount. If I do a lot of overtime at my job, I invest more. But right now, the only stocks I buy are like tech stocks, man. I just keep it simple. Think of shit that everybody uses. Everybody and their mama uses. Apple. Everybody got an iPhone, an iPad, an Apple Watch, AirPods. Everybody shops at Walmart. What else, man? Google, man. Google owns YouTube. Damn near millions and billions of people are on YouTube all the time. You got the Google search engine. What else I be buying? I buy Tesla, man. Apple, Google, Amazon. Everybody and their mom shops on Amazon these days, man. That's all I buy right now. That's all I've been buying. I just buy them, man. You know. Then I got my retirement account at work. You know, I tell people that starting a new job, if your job offers you a retirement account, man, to try to set it as high as possible from the beginning, you know, and don't touch that money, man. Don't touch it unless you need it to buy your first house, or it's like a smart investment, like you're trying to open a business or something like that. Otherwise, leave it alone. Just forget about it, man. Try to put as much as you can into it, man. I put 10, 15, 20% of my own money. A lot of jobs, they'll match your contributions to your retirement account up to a certain extent. So I work for the federal government. I work with the Bureau of Prisons. I'm a correctional officer. I've been a prison guard for 12 years now. So basically, when I say match, for instance, my job, I put 5% in, right? My job matches me up to 5%. So I put 5% in, the job puts 5% in my retirement account. That's 10% right there, you know. But I tell people, the more the better. Try to put as high as you can till it hurts, man. You know, you can never save enough money, man. Try to save as much as you can, man. You know, you get a pay raise every year. What I do when we get yearly pay raises, you know, the president signs off for federal government employees to get pay raises. I try to bump my contributions up to my retirement a little bit every time we get a pay raise. So, for instance, I think 2024, they talking about it. They haven't voted on it, but they talking about 5% potentially. So if that goes into effect and they give us a 5% pay raise next year on our salary, I'm going to probably bump my retirement contributions up maybe 2%, maybe 3%. You know, just bank the rest, you know, on my paycheck, you know. Another thing they don't teach, man, is building credit. You know, having credit. Your credit is critical, you know. When you out here trying to buy a house, your first car, they're going to look and they're going to run your credit and they're going to see, are you trustworthy? Can they trust loaning you money? You know, you trying to start a business, man, get a business loan to fund they're going to look at your history. You know, the best way to build your credit, man, you know, if you're a kid, you know, you don't have any credit history, right? So if your parents got credit cards or whatnot, they can add you onto their credit card, you know, and then you could build your credit up, piggybacking off your parents' credit card. If you ain't in that situation, I tell people, man, the best way, some banks, they'll let you get a secured credit card where, say, for instance, you might have to have $500 or $1,000, right? You put it in your bank and they'll give you a secure credit card, meaning that $1,000 is collateral for your credit card. So if you go and blow through your credit card, swiping it, max it out, go over the budget, they take that $1,000. That's their collateral. That's their insurance to make sure. When you get the credit card, you start building it up, man. Just start swiping on miscellaneous things like when you buy your groceries, or if you could pay like a utility bill, something small. Just start swiping it on that, because you're going to pay it anyways once you get paid, right? So once you put it on the credit card, you swipe it, okay, before the end of the month, you got your paycheck. You take the money you was going to pay anyway, pay on the credit card. That's how you slowly build your credit up, man, you know. And before you know it, man, you will have down to 700-800 credit score, you know. Then once you go out here, you trying to buy a house, you know, buy your first car, or whatnot, man, they're gonna see that you got that history of making your pay your credit card on time, pay it off if you can every month, man. Don't let it go in the negative. Don't overdraft it, don't be owing people. You got creditors coming at you, man. None of that shit, man, because that goes against you. You want to have your credit in good standing, man, because it's important when it comes time to do shit like buying a house and stuff like that, like I mentioned, man. What else I got on here, man? I wrote all this shit down so I don't make sure I miss nothing, man. Investing, buying a house, man. The home ownership thing, man, is getting more and more out of reach. I bought my house back in 2015, man. The houses then were like the mid 100,000 range, for the area I'm at. Fast forward, damn near 8 years, my shit done doubled. It's down there over 300, as far as the value. So I just tell people, man, what I did when I was trying to buy my house, I was working at the prison. I had been in 4 years. So I started doing a lot of overtime. I was working a lot of overtime. All that money I was saving up for a down payment, So when it came time, I transferred from the last prison I was at in West Virginia, and I transferred to North Carolina. When it came time to transfer, I had money in the bank. I got in contact with the bank. They reviewed my finances, my credit history. They was like, okay, we'll approve you for this amount to buy your house. Then after that, I found a realtor in the area and I started working with her. She started showing me houses, that I went through the whole process, and finally, before I started, when I transferred down here, I had bought my house before I transferred down. I was probably 2015. I was 25 when I bought my first house, so that was a big accomplishment for me, man. A lot of people in my family don't own houses, so it was a major step. It was a milestone for me, Now I'm at the point with the crib, it's cool, but I don't know if I'm gonna stay here or if I'm gonna buy another house in the future, but I want to transition to sending in extra mortgage payments, trying to pay it off faster, once I take care of other stuff, man. My keys to, man, for me, I don't like to owe nobody. If I could pay some shit off and be done with it, cool, man. I paid my first car off. I didn't blow out and just buy another car like that. I drove that car for like 2 years before I went out and finally bought another car that I wanted, stuff like that. Delayed gratification. I don't like to owe nobody. I don't like to be in debt if I can help it, man. I try to keep all my credit cards paid off. If I got a debt, I had a debt one time with the IRS, right? And they hit me for a big tax bill, man. It was down there like $15,000 I owed the IRS. I was like, damn, man, that's a lot of money, right? So what I was doing, I got back on the grind. I was working and busting out a whole bunch of overtime at my job. If you're in a position where you can work a lot of overtime at your job, take advantage of it, man. I take advantage of all that extra money, and it allowed me to send in big chunks of payments every time I got paid. So instead of paying the minimum, what I had to pay the IRS, which was $225 a month, if I would have kept on that pace, man, I'd be paying on foods for damn near 50 years, man. So what I did, what I'm doing, I send in $1,000 every 2 weeks, man. $1,000, man. I had that shit knocked out in about a year, man. Then once I'm done with that $1,000, I'ma take it and I'ma repurpose it, man. Now I want to start trying to stack up that $1,000, invest that $1,000 every paycheck. So when you paying shit off, you start paying stuff down. You got more cash flow. Be smart with your money, man. Use that money and try to invest it, man. Do something good with it, man. Start stacking it. You've been paying these people all this money, student loans, credit cards, car payments. Once you finally pay that shit off, man, take that money and start stacking it, putting it back to you. Start putting it in your bank account, That's how you do this shit, man. I don't like to owe nobody. I try to save as much as I can, man. The older I get, it's like the more conscious I am as far as finances, personal finances, and I try to help people, man, especially the younger people, man. Like I said, I got a lot of followers on my TikTok, Instagram. Follow me there at The Ghetto Bodybuilder, and it's a lot of young people that's in high school that look up to me, They like my videos, they resonate well with me, So I try to give them game and teach them shit that I had to learn on my own, you know, so I can give them a head start. You know, I do my best to help anybody I can to the best of my ability. If I can't help you, man, I'll reach out to my resources, you know, people I know, or try to point you in the right direction. You know, that's what it's all about, man. Once you make it, you start seeing success, you know, getting ahead in life. You're supposed to reach back and pull somebody with you, help them, give them game. Ain't no sense if you got all this knowledge holding it to yourself. Help somebody, man, because shit, it's hard out here. People don't know. People learn it, man. You got to help people, man. I learned that. So I try to help, man, as best as I can. You know what I'm saying? But I hope this video, man, gave y'all some good game. You know I covered a lot of topics. You know, I try to be as detailed as possible. You know, drop a lot of gems on the table, you know, help somebody out, man. You know, what I'm telling might not be for everybody, but it's for somebody, man. Somebody can use these tips and apply them to their situation in their life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. I make a lot of fitness, gym, workout related content, you know, but it's just not about the gym with me, man. I do a lot of different other things too, man. So if it's some knowledge I got on something, I want to share it on this platform, you know, educate and help somebody else out. You know what I'm saying? I got merchandise for sale, man. Shop with your boy, www.theghettobodybuilder.com, man. A lot of gym related, inspirational, you know, gym humor stuff. This is one of my shirts right here, man. I got Major Pain, and it's saying, did I give you permission to skip the gym? So I got a lot of like stuff like that, gym related, you know, with quotes from like movies, famous lines and stuff. I just try to something to catch people's eyes, you know, keep people motivated, man. Like I wore my shirt the other day. I ordered one of my shirts off my website, right? And it said, Jesus lifted weights, and it had praying hands, and it had the dumbbells to the side. I wore that the first day to the gym. This old man came up to me, man. He was like, I like that shirt, man. You got something catchy right there. Where can I buy that shirt? And I plugged him in. I was like, here, I sell merchandise. Here's my website. Take my information down, you know. So that's how you do it. You got to network, man, with people, man. Promote yourself. Nobody's going to promote you if you don't promote yourself. So me, every chance I get, I try to promote myself and what I got going on and what it is I do. You know, I got my shirts with my logo. I got my follow me on the back of the shirt. I'm a walking billboard. I'm promoting myself. You know, that's how you do it. If you got something good, you trying to jump off the porch and, you know, start a platform and build it from the ground up. That's how you do it, man. One day at a time, man. You just got to stay on your grind, man. And just keep grinding, keep hustling, man. The bigger the grind, the bigger the shine, man. I appreciate y'all watching this video, man. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.